Hey everyone, welcome to the Love to Launch app review series. Today, episode 16, taking a look at the Duolingo app. I love this app. I used to use this probably a couple years ago, and it won Apple's Design Award probably about the same time. So as soon as I come in, it's saying that Duolingo needs to send me notifications. I don't know that that's true, to be honest. I don't think they need to, so I'm not going to allow it here. But let's go ahead and see if there is anything that I run into that does require me to have a notification. Am I a beginner? Let's go ahead and start with the basics here. Which one of these is a man? Let's do hombre. Cool. I do have some, little bit of Spanish in my blood, so let's go here. Let's see. Of course, as I say this, I'm going to get it wrong. So translate what she said. A girl. Let's see. Correct. Cool. Which is the woman, little hair. Got that. So, this is cool. It is it let me into the app, and it's basically having me do this little assessment. So it doesn't ask, kind of what's your level 1 to 10. It just kind of brings you in and, has you try it out. And I know this app uses a lot of oh man, I didn't see man in there. It's okay. First mistake, no big deal. So I like that little word of encouragement up in the right corner. You can see this kind of like a lives count, almost like a video game. So that's pretty cool. And it was encouraging, so I like that. Cool. Obviously the design is really pretty. Woman. And so I am an umbrella, okay. I am a man. I'm gonna get that one right this time. Good. Cool. So it looks like I'm basically at the end of the quiz here. And so lesson complete. I get these X points. So and then down at the bottom I can see that the little mascot is saying I'm 10 away from meeting my goal. And I can see this kind of progress bar, basically saying, hey, on Friday I did an activity. So that's cool. I'm 7% fluent in Spanish. That seems a little high, maybe. But I don't know. They obviously do this a lot more than I do, so cool. So this ad helps keep education free. And that's cool. I like that, because this is true. Ads do keep a lot of free services going, so I like that they tell you that, and then they say, hey, no thanks, time to create a profile. Cool. So now after we've gone through this quiz, we've already kind of seen a bit about what the design is like, a bit about kind of what the game and point structure is like. Then it asked me to create the profile. Notice it didn't ask me to create it earlier when I first launched the app, and it allows me to do it later. So you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it now because I appreciate the design there. So let's go ahead and just fill this out. And I like that it's just kind of a multi-step. It says 3 of 3 in the top right corner. So I believe, okay, so I guess I did miss it. And then now I get this little kind of icon saying that it's loading so that I don't think that the screen is frozen like I did before. So now I'm in the basics 1 group. And if I scroll back, I can see that I completed lesson 1. It gives me the option to redo it, or lesson 2 or 3, I can start. It also gives me this option at the bottom to test out. I'm going to kind of check that out, see what that is like. I don't want to do this right now, so I'm going to click this X up in the top left corner, which is a universal close icon. So, and it gives me another ad. And okay, so now it's showing me 2. Oh man, that's good. So basically, it's showing me 2 ads now. The first one I didn't mind so much. The second one was like, okay, this is mildly annoying, but basbecause they said that it helps keep the app free, that's cool. So I said no thanks, and then it popped up with their basically paywall of sorts. It has down at the bottom, it has no thanks, so I don't have to do this, but it says, hey, go ad free, offline on any lesson, support our mission. So they're very, very mission driven, very much trying to really communicate that value to the user here. I can see down at the end here, this line says recurring billing, cancel anytime, which leads me to believe that there was something more there that I could scroll to. So if I click, it brings me right up into Apple Pay, which is absolutely the best way to do this, guys, because you're not requiring anybody to put in any credit card details. Looks like I might have clicked it too many times here, so it's coming back up. For now, I'm going to say no thanks, but I really liked that screen. So I'm going to click the back arrow over here, and now I'm kind of brought to this home screen game board, if you will. I can see in that top section that I have my 7% fluency. If I click on that, it says, beginner, fluent, 500. You have 500 gems to buy items in the shop. I don't really know what that is yet, so I'm going to go over here to this bottom nav, and now I have a shop. So it's it's very much like a game, These are the things that I can buy with this. It's just kind of, sure, let's go ahead and get this. I have 500, I can see that in the top right. And it gives me this little kind of plus screen to get back in there. And then I would like if this had also the X to close out in the modal window up in the top left like the other screens do. I see this no thanks there, but it's a little harder for me to see that even though I've already been to that page, because I expected that I would have that same close X. So, okay, cool. I don't need the shop. I'm going to go back to the main page, and I can see if I scroll down this that, here's basically the path that I'm going to follow. And it makes it very clear to me that this is a path. It's, successive, and, I can see, hey, if I go all the way down here, like, I'll be able to learn about sports and medical and spiritual. And so I love this. It gives you like a preview into the future, what you're going to be doing in the future. So this lets me see right now the value that I will get should I continue to keep using the app. Cool. And then I can see in the top left, I am currently on the Spanish course. If I add a plus here, I can see not only the different choices that they have, which is very cool, but I can also see how many people are learning them, and that's a really cool feature. I can see that almost 500,000 people are learning Swahili. That's really, really cool. So, and then I can change this. I can drop this down. I'm clicking this right arrow on this side where it says for English speakers, and I expected that to maybe close up, kind of like that one does, but it gives you, man, there are a lot of options in here. That's really cool. So let's go ahead and say that I want to learn Italian, very popular as well. So let's go in here, and now it's going to start me in the same process that it did with Spanish when I first opened the app, and I can swap between languages very easily there. So let's see what this health is right now. Okay, so next piece, so I get it, so like as I lose a life, I get it back in 5 hours. Okay, so this is one of those game mechanics that's in place here and is allowing me to, it's going to prompt me probably with one of those notifications that I denied. It would try to get me back into the app and just kind of keep that engagement going. So looks like I can use, I'm not sure if +1 means I would use a life, but so anyway, I clicked into here, and it wants me to record and kind of basically speak the language. But I love this option right down at the bottom. It says can't speak now. So microphone is off. It will turn back on in an hour. So let's say I'm in a public place or I'm on an airplane. I can't do those, so it's not going to give me that option anymore. Love that. That's a really, really good way. And now if I want to close out of here, it's going to ask me to confirm because I am in progress of something. So keeps it, once again, here's an ad, And I like that it showed up in segments. I'm not sure if you saw that, but the very top it said, hey, this is going to be an ad. And in the middle was the ad, so it gives your focus on that. And at the bottom it says go ad free. And now I have the X to close out of that modal window in the top. Okay, cool. Bots are here. Practice real Spanish. So that's really cool. I know that's gonna be awesome. And this is one of those kind of ghost screens that it has designed that shows me, hey, you don't have access to the bot right now, but here's what it is, and here's where you can do it. It says unlock after 3 skills. Cool. Really like that. Here's some clubs. It looks like you can, if I click into a club, just like little groups. Really extensive. Looks like if I have a club code, somebody could have invited me to those, and I can jump right into it. I could create a club. Really cool. I probably wouldn't do that personally, and I definitely wouldn't do that right away, but it is a nice option. And then here's the shop. So overall, I know this one has gotten a little lengthy, but this is probably one of the coolest apps that I've seen out there that can really take something complicated, such as language learning, and bring it simplistically and in a way that you don't have to spend a whole ton of time doing this. The app is beautiful. It's got really cool graphics, and see this from the top, the mascot just kind of comes down when I scroll down. That's just delightful, is what we would call that. It's not functional, but it's just a cool touch that makes you really understand that Duolingo cares about not just giving you something that's functional, but giving you something that you enjoy and that you feel connected to. And I absolutely do. I was actually meaning to download Duolingo recently when I went to Mexico, and this is a great chance for me to go ahead and do this. They also have a podcast that's a bilingual podcast in Spanish, and that's really cool if you want to check that out too. So anyway, Duolingo, love what you're doing. Keep it up. And for the rest of you, I will catch you tomorrow for episode 17.